TV3's interview with Minnesota Viking Adam Thielen is brought to you by Gene's Sports Shop in Perham, Winkle's Carpet Center, Sunram Taxidermy, Anytime Towing, Perham Lakeside Golf Course, TNT Repair and Henning, and Perham Health Pharmacy.
What is a typical week like following a game on Sunday? You know, personally, I'm wondering, like, how sore are you guys following a game, and how long does it take your body to recover? And then also, like, what do you practice in full pads? What is that process?
Yeah, so a typical work week for us, I guess. Kind of first touching on like being sore and things like that. Yeah, once the season hits, you don't ever recover. So there is no recovery. You try it as best you can to make sure your body's feeling the best, but you'll never feel 100%. You know, once training camp hits, you'll never feel 100% again. Until now, I feel great now. but yeah, so typical work week. You know, you have the game Sunday, Monday morning, come in, watch film, lift, and then have a few meetings. And then Tuesdays are our off days where we go in the community, try to give back to the community as much as possible. And then Wednesdays are our full days where we have a walkthrough in the morning with tons of meetings. That's when we put in the game plan. And then we have a lunch, meetings, practice, meetings, and then we go home. So it's a long day. And that's usually Wednesdays and Thursdays are that same schedule. Fridays, we have a bunch of meetings in the morning, practice in the morning, and then we're off by 1 o'clock or so. So it's a little shorter day. And then Saturday is a walkthrough and film, recover. And then whether we're traveling or if we're home, we get to go home. If we're traveling, we're on the airplane on Saturday, and then game Sunday.
Sure. So it's a lot more than just a one day that we get to see going on.
Yeah, for sure. That's it's kind of crazy. I mean, especially like being an NFL fan before I got in the NFL, and then now knowing how it is, it's definitely not just show up on Sundays and play. It's there's a lot of work that goes into it, and I think that's why sometimes it's tough for us to see the criticism that sometimes NFL players get because I don't think, or people don't realize how much we put into it and how much pride we take in our job and how much, like I said, how much we put into it. So it's tough to see people criticize you. Obviously, that's just part of the deal, but I don't think, like I said, I don't think people realize what kind of effort and time we put into it.
Right. I've read and seen and talking about leadership in the locker room, and Chad Greenway recently retired, and people were like, "Oh, we're going to miss his leadership in the locker room." And I know Mike Zimmer touched on other leaders in the locker room. What does that mean, or what makes a good leader in the football, in whether on field, off field? What goes into that?
I think a big piece of that is being a great person off the field. You look at a guy like Chad Greenway, just the family guy he is. He's the first one to congratulate somebody on whatever it is, a new house or a baby or making the team. He's the first guy to go around. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter how many years you played in the league. He's the guy that's gonna be there for you. And I think people notice that, and they respect it, and they want to be like it. So it just helps everybody. Helps everybody with their off the field life. And it's just great to have guys like that. And there's a really good amount of guys on our team now. And every year it seems like that I've been in the NFL, this locker room just keeps getting better and better as far as good people, good teammates, just fun people to be around. I'm actually just really excited to get back to work because I miss the guys. I miss that family atmosphere that we have in the locker room.
That was another question I was going to ask is, do you talk to other players in the off season? Do you see them?
Yeah, we don't see each other too often. There's a few guys that we definitely stay in contact with big time, whether it be a text message or phone call or FaceTime, every once in a while. So there's definitely a good group of guys we stay in touch with. But like I said, we don't see each other a whole lot because I think it's a good time to get away because we see each other so much during the season. We spend too much time together, and we know probably too much about each other. So it's definitely nice to have a little break as far as that goes. But like I said before, I think everybody's just ready to get back to work because we miss that locker room. We miss that family atmosphere we have in there.
Sure. Staying on the off season, do you follow any off season moves that the team does? Any signings and releases and?
Oh, I follow it extremely closely, yeah, because especially now that I know I'm going to be here for a little while, I want to make sure that we're going to be the best football team we can be, and hopefully bring a championship back to Minnesota, because obviously it's been, well, never, and we'd like to build on what we've done in these past few years, and I think everybody's just excited to get back to work, because we do want to. Everybody is just so excited about what this team could be, and we know we have a solid defense. We know we have amazing pieces on offense and a lot of talent. We just got to put it all together and stay healthy, and I think good things will happen.
How has it impacted your family just being in the NFL? Congratulations on your first son, or your first child, even, and a son. Do you notice any strains or good things, bad things?
No, I think it's all pretty positive, honestly. Yeah, I mean, the good thing about the NFL is I'm not on the road very often. If I am, it's for a night and a day. So I'm able to spend a lot of time with my family, and especially now in the off season, we were able to go on a vacation and just hang out together and spend a lot of time. And obviously, still training hard at this point, but afternoons I'm able to take care of my little man and enjoy that part of life. So it's it's great, and we have a lot of support and a lot of resources that we can use to really just help our family be in the best situation as possible.
Good. And then you went into a business venture. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so really excited about it. Opened a gym, sports performance gym for athletes, at any sport, any age, and 8 through professional. Girls, boys, and it's been awesome, and to see the impact that we can have on youth and youth athletes, and not just not just as an athlete, but in their personal life, in their family life, and their in school. I think we've made a good impact, and we wanted to spread that around.
Nice. I was reading a Star Tribune article, and they had interviewed some other players that are going to your gym, and they're like, I want to do what Adam did.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. We have a lot of guys that are trying to play in the NFL or are in the NFL and trying to get that next step of being on an active roster and playing and contributing. And it's pretty cool to see guys. They just want to learn, and they want to know what I did to get to where I am, and it's fun for me. It's kind of surreal because it's kind of weird that people look up to me, but it's awesome because I know that I've gone through some things, and I think I have some pretty good advice to share with others so that they can help live their dream.
We'll be back with more from Minnesota Viking Adam Thielen. This interview brought to you by Creamy Creations, Jenke Soenvac, Schmidt's Body Shop and Detail Center, Purim Physical Therapy, Farmers and Merchant State Bank, New York Mills, The Ice Cracking Lodge, Sunlight Bar and Grill, and Foltz Buildings.
What year did you graduate? Was it 2007 from Detroit Lakes?
2008.
2008,
Yep.
Okay. So what do you take from being raised in Detroit Lakes? How has that affected your life and maybe how you look at things in the NFL? And
yeah, well, first thing I'd say is that's the reason why I'm here today. I love this community. I love to give back because I wouldn't be where I am without this community. The way I was raised. And just the values that this area holds, and I think there's a lot of things I took from it. Just the teachers I've had, in the high school here, the coaches I had. I think I took a little piece from everybody, and everybody's kind of helped me get to where I am, and that's why I want to make sure that I'm impacting this community as much as possible and being the best role model I possibly can be. I'm obviously not perfect, and I have a long ways to go and a lot to work on, but I just want to make sure that I'm being the best person I can be and trying to impact as many lives and try to help out as many kids as possible and keep God in my center.
Awesome. And how has it affected your life and in the NFL, having a strong faith? I've seen interviews with you where you're thanking God when you got your contract, and I mean it's great to see that. And how is that being in the NFL? And
yeah, I think keeping my core values intact. Obviously my family and my faith are very important to me. I think I'm lucky to have such an amazing wife that really keeps me, humble and keeps me on the right path. And obviously, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have faith because it's kept me on a straight and narrow. And I hope it, obviously I just hope to continue growing in there because I have a lot of work to do there as well, and I think I could be a better man of faith, and every day I work towards that. And but it definitely helps. It helps with the different things that come your way as an NFL football player. You know, it's not all good, and there's a lot of things that you can get into trouble with. So having that faith and having that value really helps you with making the right decisions. You know, that you have a lot of decisions in life, and there's two ways you can go, and faith obviously helps you lean in the right direction, and yeah, I definitely wouldn't be where I am without God and my family.
So what do you like to do when you come back to the area?
Get on the lake. Yeah, it's always been a passion. Something I just loved to do growing up. We spent countless hours on the lake tubing and wake surfing and wakeboarding and just being on the water. So in the summers, I just love to get on the lake and get to some of the restaurants around the area that I kind of miss.
And what would you like to tell, maybe a high school kid, elementary kid in the area, just about, I know you worked so hard, starting practice squad and where you are today, so there's a lot of work involved.
Yeah.
So what would you like to tell, somebody watching?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say, depending where you're at in your life, whether you be in high school, middle school, college maybe, whatever you're passionate about, it doesn't have to be sports, doesn't have to be anything in particular. Whatever you're passionate about, go after your goals. Don't let people tell you can't do something, because every step of my journey I've had somebody tell me, hey, you're not good enough to do that. I don't think you should do this. I don't think you should do that because I don't think you're good enough. And just using that as motivation, taking it one day at a time. Always have that end goal in the back of your head, but taking it one day at a time, keep getting better every day. And I think obviously keep God as your center, and I think good things will happen.
That's great. I am grateful for you to come and do our interview
thank you
today.
very much.
It's a pleasure, and we wish
sure.
you the best of luck, and Skol Vikings.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Our interview with Minnesota Viking Adam Thielen is brought to you by Anderson Septic and Portable Toilet Rentals, Okeson Off-Trail Sales, Detroit Lakes Overhead Door, Country Kitchen in Detroit Lakes, Sears Hometown Store, Detroit Lakes, Klein Insurance, Eagle Bend, Park Rapids, and New York Mills, China Buffet in Detroit Lakes, and Justin Scarry and Trey Johnson with your Lakes Area Country Financial Office.